Hello, happy spenders. Hello, wannabe happy spenders. Just give me a few seconds while I get this video shared to the different platforms. So I will be sharing it to it's on my business page, also my Facebook group, which is Happy Spenders Beyond Budgeting, as well as my personal profile. And so I'll just give it a sec. So today is Essential Money Talks. And so we'll be starting that in a few minutes. And the topic today is money pitfalls. What are your money pitfalls and how can you avoid money pitfalls? Okay, just give me a second. Okay, so welcome to Essential Money Talks. I do this every Tuesday morning at 11:30 Brisbane time, and which is Monday night at 6:30 Utah time, where a lot of my family and friends live. And it's just a 30-minute live just to kind of share some tips and how you can improve your management of your money. Money is fun to me. That's why I have the business that I do, because I love to teach other people how money can be fun. It does not have to be stressful and bring anxiety and all the things that come with it. And so today I'm going to talk and focus on your money pitfalls. Okay, so I'm going to be playing a short video talking about the pitfalls. And the reason why I'm doing this is I'm negative. I was positive COVID, but my throat still is quite dry. And so I'm going to let my video do the talking for me, but I'm going to be interacting in the comments. And so I'm going to be asking questions while the video is going. So please interact with me. To do that, you need to click on the live video, and then it will bring up where you can interact with me. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to turn up the sound so you can hear it. So again, interact with me in the message in the comments of this video while we talk about the common pitfalls.
About what your story is, we all have a financial story. I have a financial story. I was one of those that lived paycheck to paycheck when I was young and single, would spend every cent of my pay and then stress over when a bill actually came. And I did that for quite a few years until I realized once I was having my children that I couldn't do that anymore unless I wanted to live with the added stress of money in my life. I educated myself. I gained financial literacy. We're all spenders. We all love to spend. Some of us, and we all at times like to save, but we're all spenders. The thing is there's people who spend and really not sure where the money's going to come from. And so they're kind of called my stressful spenders or head in the sand spenders. They just kind of pass over that card and not sure if they can afford it, or if they even know they can't afford it, they still pass it over. And then there's the opposite, which is happy spenders. And happy spenders are people that I work with, that I teach them the truth about money, and I educate them and give them financial literacy so they want to make better choices. They want to know that they have the money before they spend it. And so they're happy spenders because their spending plan tells them you have money to spend today, and it tells them to go spend. And so they can go spend guilt-free and enjoy that. And so I'm just going to talk today about common pitfalls I see as I start to work with people. Money makes the world go round. So if you can't manage your money, It affects all areas of your life, your health, your relationships, your stress levels, anxiety, depression. Lots of these things can be a result, and you don't realize it until you have those things removed from your life to realize how much stress money does cause you. But I want to tell you that it's not your fault. You have failed in the past. Many of us tried budgets, traditional budgets, and we failed, but it's not your fault. And why? Because you did not have the right information. If budgets worked, why are 80% or more people in debt or have less or don't even have $500 in their savings account if something happened and they needed some cash? Very sad. It's coming to the point where people can't ignore their finances more. They have to have a plan. And unfortunately, traditional budgeting is broken. And so I'm a spending planner. I'm a certified spending planner. I've been working with clients and using the system and tools that I teach since 2003, so about 16, 17 years. And my financial life is zero stress. And it doesn't mean that we have a big income or anything, because it's not about income. It's all about expenses and managing and being smart. I'm just going to go through some of the pitfalls that we find every day as I work with people. And I want you, as we go through these, to just see if there's anything that you can relate to. Okay. First one is don't have a financial goal. If you don't have a goal of what you want to save for that you really want, you really want to take your family on a holiday because you haven't been on a holiday in 5 years, or you want to have your first home, whatever it is, you have to have a goal that makes you get excited. Because if you don't get excited about possibilities and something that you can possibly have in the future, then you're not going to do anything about it right now. So you need to have a goal. And me as a spending planner, that's what I help people with initially, is what is the goal you want? And your goals become my goals, and I help you get them. The second one, which is a really big one, is no boundaries in your spending. I ask people, how much do you spend on groceries each week? And probably 50% of them have no idea. How can you save for a goal if you don't even know how much you're actually spending? And so you need to have boundaries around your spending. It's not restrictions, it's actually freedom. When you give yourself an amount you're going to spend, and you actually keep within that or even spend less. It's such an empowering feeling. That's a big one, is to know what you spend on a weekly basis for your food, your petrol, and then try and keep to that so that you can spend your money on more important things that bring you a lot of joy. These are things we have to spend and do, but we want to keep them as low as possible. Another one is lack of financial unity with your spouse. You have to be unified with your spouse. It's quite common that one spouse just puts their head in the sand and just ignores and generally is the spender, while the other spouse is sitting there trying to figure out how to pay and where to find the money that the other spouse spent. You may be that spouse. It's really important to be on the same page, to be honest with each other, and to together work as well, for the reason that if one of you, especially if you take care of the finances and your spouse has no idea about it and you pass away unexpectedly, he's going to be left with more than just the grief of your passing. He's going to have so much stress and anxiety over their finance because he's not aware of how it goes, or vice versa. So very important, and I really work with people in regards to becoming unified and honest in all their dealings. A self-entitlement, huge one. You feel entitled to a certain size home, to a certain brand of car, to a certain grocery store, to certain brand names of clothing. You feel entitled that you should be able to afford them, that your spouse should be able to pay them for you, or if you are the one that's doing, because you work, you are entitled to this, this, and this. Entitlement gets people in a lot of trouble. You have to realize that we are not entitled to anything. Even the breath we breathe, every breath is given to us from God. We are not entitled to everything. We need to be grateful for what we have, and what we do have, we need to have a good stewardship over and make sure that we are using our money wisely. And so self-entitlement gets people into a lot of debt. And so that's a huge one that I work with people, because that is basically the basis of why people don't manage their money well and why they're not achieving the goals they want. No bills account. They don't have a separate sacred account where they put money away each week for bills that are coming up in the next year. You have to have a place where you have that, and that's another boundary. Very important. No parent and child boundaries, especially as our kids are growing up, we enable them and we give them money without them having to work for it. And so we're teaching them that, hey, yeah, you don't have to work things and you can get them. You don't have to pay for something first. You can just be given it and then eventually pay it off. And so you have to be very careful what you are actually teaching your children. And then as adult children, are we enabling them if they make bad choices and we bail them out? Okay. And sometimes to our own financial stress. Yeah, that's another one that can bring a lot of financial stress. Unaware of essential costs. Do you know how much it costs you every week to pay for all your basic bills? If you were to say at the end of the week, I have to pay for what I use in electricity, water, rent, that, and all these things, would you know what that figure is? Okay, no savings for the unexpected. Something happens and breaks down in your house that you need, like you need a plumber, your toilet is blocked up and you need to go to the toilet and you can't afford, you don't even have any money in the bank waiting there for any unexpected. It's so important to plan for the future. Take your head out of the sand and realize these things can happen. If you get in an auto accident and it's your fault, there's excess. So you won't even be able to get your car fixed if you don't have, and most of the time it could be up to $700 excess, even fix something that you actually do need. That's another big one. Money leaking out of your wallet. You don't know where your money's going. You know maybe where your general stuff is, but there's a lot of money you have no idea where it's going to, and that's because you don't give it a job. Head in the sand mentality. You just hand over that credit card or hand over that card, not sure how you're going to pay for it, but it's something you want. You're in the moment and you want it. You're only thinking about right now yourself. It's a very selfish thing. You're just handing it over and I'll worry about it later, or let my spouse worry about it and he can figure out where he's going to find the money. That head in the sand, you've got to get your head out of the sand and come to reality if you want to change your financial state. Otherwise, you're going to just keep going on that same rat race every week, pay to pay, and not improve. Buying things you cannot afford. If you have not saved for something, do not buy it. Simple as that. And that's generally for most of the stuff. Now, of course, there's some few exceptions, but generally, you don't have the money, do not buy it. Again, you are not entitled to get anything without paying for it first. Buying things before bills are paid. You have to take care of your needs and the necessities first, especially if you're a family and you have children, to make sure that all the basics are covered first. You owe that to your children. It's your responsibility. Making sure that all your bills and making sure money's put away each week to cover all the bills for the week, put away, waiting for those bills to come before you start spending money on the things that you want is crucial. Personal loans. If you can't afford it, do not buy it. You wait and you save. And the joy of actually paying cash for something, oh my gosh, it's so great. And it's so empowering. And so getting store loans or advances or whatever it is, you can save because you're paying a lot more because you're doing that. And if you could just save it first, it's the right way. Interest-free store loans, again, the same thing. Afterpay, the marijuana of your money. Do not use Afterpay. If you cannot afford it, you do not buy it. Use credit cards as credit. You should, if you have a spending problem, you should not even have a credit card. It will kill you and kill your financial life. Interest, very expensive. And there again, credit is bad news. Pride. Do you have a lifestyle to impress others, yet they're not paying for your lifestyle? So you do it for others. You do it for yourself too, and sometimes we do it for ourselves. We want to impress others to feel good about ourselves for your lifestyle. So a really nice car, or we have really nice clothes, or whatever, and we want to appear that we have a lot of money, and we have our head in the sand. We're trying to deceive ourselves, but on the same without even thinking we're deceiving other people. But you're the one that's left with all the bills and all the stress and the sleepless nights. So why try and impress others, including yourself, when you're the one that has to pay for it? So that's like keeping up with the Joneses. You're out shopping, she buys a dress, ooh, well, I need a nice dress or whatever. Feeling that peer pressure when you're out with friends, if they are doing something and get caught up in that moment and trying to impress. And so that's something that you just totally have to let go of. And lack of honesty. Honesty is so important. You have to be honest first with yourself about what costs you, what you're spending, because with your finances, you can be 100% honest. This is one area in your life that you can be totally 100% honest about your living costs, as well as you can be 100% honest with your partner or your spouse or your children. So if your children ask you, they want you to help them out financially and you don't have the money, be 100% honest with them, because you want to teach them to be 100% honest. If you don't have the money, you don't spend it. And again, honesty within your relationship. You should never have any secret accounts. Everything should be transparent. If that is one of your pitfalls, you are in. If you change and take that trust, the weight will be lifted off your shoulders when you actually become 100% honest. And that's when you will then begin your road to financial success. Ignoring the truth about money. You have been taught so many and deceived so much from consumerism. You deserve this. Oh, yes, you deserve that. And you have been lied to. I will not lie to you. I will tell you the truth about money. I will not make you feel good if you want to do something that's bad or make a bad choice. I will tell you the truth. That is so vital, is knowing what the truth is. And unfortunately, because we've been deceived so much, that the common basic truths I teach to people sometimes are like the first time they've heard it. It's so important to have financial literacy. That's what I do. I teach financial literacy. I also have a wonderful tool, spending plan tool, that I use to help you create a spending plan, which is all forward thinking, and you can see your whole next year in front of you, and it will say whether you can afford cover all your bills, or if maybe in 6 months you're going to have a low point. And so then before we even get there, and you can create a plan. So what are your pitfalls? Which things can you think? I just want to tell you that there is hope. And with working with me, I can help you solve every one of these pitfalls with financial literacy I teach you, and also with the tools that I give. And so we will just leave it there today. Hope this has inspired you. Check out my Facebook page. What I do really does bring change really fast. The first appointment, there will be.
Okay, so I'm going to stop that there. And let me in. Okay, so I talked about the pitfalls. What are your pitfalls? Which ones are holding you back from achieving financial peace and to achieving the goals that you have? Maybe you don't have any goals. And if you don't have a goal, then that's the number one problem. Because if we don't have a big goal that you want to save for, then you're going to end up spending your money on what you think you want, and you're never going to get what you really want. So you have to have a goal. That goal might be as simple as, my finances are so disorganized, I have no idea if I can afford my lifestyle. I want clarity. That is a perfect goal. And that is what I can teach you through the proven software that I use. So I use a tool called the Spending Planner software. I've been using it for 19 years because I was not happy with traditional budgeting methods. And I was really good at tracking all my spending and doing everything, yet I still didn't achieve the things that I wanted. And that's because a budget lacks vital information that a spending plan does have. And what that is timing. It's the timing of your income and the timing of your expenses. It's a three-dimensional money management system. And so by knowing the full truth, you can then eliminate most all of those pitfalls. Those pitfalls can be eliminated from one, just knowing financial literacy, knowing the truth. And that's what I do first, is I teach financial literacy, what you weren't taught in school. And it saddens me that I have to teach that. But I get so much joy in showing people the truth about money, because consumerism lies to you. The reason I know that is so many people have consumer debt. Consumer debt is not a mortgage. Consumer debt is stuff that you buy that you have to have right now before you save the money to buy it. It's stuff that once you buy it, it loses value, yet you're still left with the cost of what you put that on your credit card or an interest-free loan or a zip pay or afterpay. So what I do and what I teach is people how to become a genuine happy spender. I am a genuine happy spender because I plan my spending. I save for it. And both of those are perfect in the spending plan tool. They make it so simple. And then it tells me it's time to spend. I know when I can spend. So when I spend, it's guilt-free, no regrets. And so that is what a genuine happy spender is by doing things to their money truth. We all have our own money truth. We all have an amount we bring into our home, cash-wise, and we have amounts that we actually spend. And with a budget focuses a lot on your income. But let me tell you, that's not where the focus should be. The focus with the spending plan is on your expenses. And we saw that, and some people are still experiencing that with COVID, that no matter what your income is, it's what your expenses are that leave. And so we focus on your expenses. We talk about the 6 expense types. There's 6 ways we all spend our money. And 3 of them we do really well with. The other 3, we tend to put our head in the sand. And so I help you get your head out of the sand and to realize the 6 ways you spend your money. So let's plan it. You're going to spend your money in 2022. You're going to spend it. But at the end of 2022, are you going to look back and have regrets on how you spend it or wonder where you even spent it? With the spending plan and the system that I teach is we plan your spending for the next 12 months. You're always seeing in the future into the next 12 months. And so it's a one-time thing where you create your spending plan. I did it 19 years ago, and since then I've enjoyed the benefits. And the benefits, there's a couple main benefits. One is I spend as little as 10 minutes on my finances every pay because I put in the initial work. Number 2, the thousands of dollars I have saved because I am totally engaged in my expenses, and the thousands and thousands of dollars I have saved and the things that I have actually achieved financially and goals of our family, we have achieved because we had a spending plan. We consciously gave every dollar a job to make sure that our hard-earned money was going for what we really wanted. Money stress and money anxiety is really a choice. It's a choice of basically not making a choice to have a spending plan. Budgeting is limited. It tells you how that it's possible to pay your bills, but it does not show you how. A spending plan shows you how you can actually see the future before it happens to have 100% clarity that it's going to work. So the money pitfalls that we discussed today are easily solved with the spending plan. And that's what I am passionate in doing. If you want to learn more, again, I do these Essential Money Talks every Tuesday at 11:30 Brisbane time. And I also run 8-week group courses, get you access to my online course, which in itself is just amazing. But we also have 90-minute classes, either on a Wednesday during the day or Wednesday at night. And for the Americans, it's Tuesday night. And so affordable. And I take you through step by step in creating your spending plan. Again, once it's created, then you just get to enjoy the blessings of having all your finances organized, automated, and knowing that you can spend and spend happily. I also do half-day workshops. So if you're one that just says, oh, I don't want to take 8 weeks, I want to do it, I want to just get in and do it, then I do a half-day workshop where we spend 4 hours together and we create your spending plan. Now, both of them, I will give a warning that there is some pre-work, okay? Because to create your spending plan, we have to collect information. We have to collect where you spend your money. But let me tell you, that's just a one-time thing. I did that 19 years ago. You collect the information, put it in the system, the spending planner, and it does the magic. Okay, you'll never have to worry about that. You'll never have to use a calculator and recalculate things. It's always an ongoing spending plan. It's not a monthly spending plan. It's an ongoing spending plan. And so it's really easy. So a spending plan shows you how, just like it's a crystal ball seeing into the future of your future perfect spending year, because you plan it and it tells you, yes, this is going to work. And then once we know that it's perfect in the plan, then we make your actual bank accounts do the same thing. And then at that point, it's just so easy to follow. But again, everything comes back to is this plan shows you your money truth, but we have to be honest. We need to follow that plan. But it's so easy to be honest when you start seeing the benefits of following your plan. So if you want to learn more, please go to my Facebook page, Happy Spenders Beyond Budgeting. And in there, it will give you a free welcome gift, which is my introduction course of the spending plan. And so you can learn more about the difference between a budget and a spending plan. And it will give you the opportunity to learn more and also have a free session with me. I love sharing about how you can improve your finances. Whether you're struggle and live paycheck to paycheck, I can make you amazing. Whether you're good with money, whether you're great with money, I can make you amazing, so much better with money, because this system is innovative, it's proven, and it works so much better than a budget which lacks that third dimension of timing. And so thank you for joining me today on Essential Money Talks. Join me again next week. If you want to catch up with the past ones, in the last 2 weeks, I've had some happy spenders that I've interviewed. And so you'll get a taste on how it does dramatically change your financial life by having a spending plan. Yes, it takes a small amount of investment of your time and small investment of your money, which you will gain back even in the first month, but it really works. And I just say, be curious. Be curious how you can become even better with your finances. So until next Tuesday, Brisbane time at 11:30, choose financial freedom. It is a choice. It's not a gift. But you have to make that choice. Okay, bye-bye.